What's up, everyone? My name is Caffeine. Welcome to Criticism and Cardio, where I break down my gameplay while breaking a sweat. If you want to improve at Overwatch, you have to be doing VOD reviews. And I see too many people that just, they'll go back and watch their games and not really know how to approach VOD reviews. Oftentimes, you can get people that don't know what they want to look for in their gameplay. Other times, you get people that try to look at too much in their gameplay, and they can't actually get any productive feedback from that game. They just say that they need to improve at everything, and then they go into their game and they make a mistake, right? I've been learning a lot about how to VOD review. I'm not the best, but it did get me to top 40 in open queue champion playing 6v6. It did get me to top 200 in 5v5 last season. And we're definitely going to need him because this season I have tanked quite a lot. Still champion 6v6. My 5v5 rank has tanked. And the reason why is tons of internet problems. 2 has been Zarya bans. And then I've had just a lot of really unplayable lobbies. Also the Zarya bans. I'm a bit of a one trick. I have 829 hours of Zarya, followed by Sigma at 222. So my goal today is going to be focusing on improving at characters other than Zarya. Since there's so much to improve on, you can only improve at one thing at a time. I highly recommend knowing what you want to improve on going into the VOD. That way you can focus down on that one thing. So if you know that maybe I'm not using my cooldowns properly, then take that entire VOD to just focus on cooldown usage. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to take a look at this one. So I'm playing Arisa. So this is a perfect example because my cooldown usage is not great on Arisa. So we're going to cover this. So first, going into any VOD, you do want to quickly look at the teams, right? So you know that what is my purpose, what is my goal, what am I trying to do, and what is the enemy trying to do. I have Life Fever Curie. That can mean a lot of healing, but not quite a lot of utility. And then Cass and Tracer. So more often than not, we're going to be playing mostly slow, right? We're not going to be able to take fights too quickly. So my cooldowns need to be used to punish for the most part. If we look at the enemy team, they have Genji, Hazard, with a Bastion, Brig, and Ana backline. So their backline is going to play pretty slow, and their Hazard Genji is going to try to dive. My purpose as Arisa this game is going to be trying to deny the Hazard and Genji's dives while trying to avoid being pushed by Brig, Bastion, or Ana. Now that we know that, I'm going to pause every time I use one of my cooldowns and determine if it was a good use of my cooldowns. That way, we focus on one cooldown, one aspect of your gameplay, and we don't try to focus on too many things at once. Now, we can make notes for large things, but I'm not going to focus on, say, for example, movement, or I'm not going to focus that hard on positioning. I'll focus on it a little bit. I'll make notes, but much less than I will cooldowns. So let's get into the VOD. So I missed TP, first big mistake. Okay, so here you could think of where you want to position, and I'm thinking that a little bit in my head, if this makes sense. But again, we're just gonna focus on cooldown usage. So, this javelin. Now, is it bad to go for a javelin early for poke? Not really. It's okay, right? Ult charge, you could poke for somebody. I don't hate this, right? I do want to have it to stop their dive. So I made the call to go to point here, which is actually really good into their comp. Tried to catch out the Bastion, but I now know that they have Hazard, right? So chances are good, even if I hit the Bastion here, he's never going to die, right? And chances are also good that their Hazard is going to try to follow us here, right? So what would have been a much better play is to be playing here and saving my Javelin to either hit Hazard, Genji, or the Ana. Look at her, she's way out of position, right? So this ties into positioning a little bit, but this Javelin would have been better used to deny Hazard and Genji, right? So I'm focused on this Brig because my Tracer is there, but my team's getting dove. Fight turns out good. We flip the point. Just missed. Okay, I mean, let's talk about the cooldown usage here. I mean, I think this is fine. Yep, so I use that to protect my teammate. I use the spin to protect my teammate, using shift to try and block. Just missed the javelin. Not a big deal. Okay, I'm chasing now. Is this smart? I figured my team had the Genji. I don't know. That's where it's kind of iffy, because I'm pretty sure my team has this. I probably should have continued. I should have actually, once I realized that I wasn't going to kill the hazard, swapped to Genji and just let him do his thing, you know? So my mistake here. Because my Genji, or their Genji, was able to get a kill on our Curie. Maybe I could have prevented that. Now I'm a little overextended main. Javelin was trying to catch him. We were trying to catch this hazard in our backline, which ended up being a terrible idea because we gave the point. So by doing this, we gave them so much space, and their hazard was able to get out when we weren't able to punish them. So this is a whoop. Very big misplay. So now I think we finally have hazard, but we do have hazard. Pushing out Genji, using Javelin on him, that's fine. Taking space. This is all fine. They have Mei now. Doesn't change much, we're just going to want to watch for walls. Save cooldowns for that. Versus cooldowns are fairly self-explanatory. Got the hazard out, get the kill, really good. This is huge. Dude asked, like, how the hell did we lose this game? I asked that too while playing it. I blamed it on our life weaver. Let's see if that's true. Okay, so let's look at this, right? Not bad, but do I get punished for it? Kind of. Yeah. So if I had Javelin to save for his jump, that would have been much better. And it's kind of an easier trajectory to hit, because his jump trajectory is fairly predictable. Okay, I didn't need to rush my fortify like this. And I think I used my spin just to back up. So by the way, while we're watching this, you want to try to build a narrative for, like, what general thing do I have wrong? What pattern am I seeing? And more often than not, I'm seeing that I'm using my Javelin on characters that I can't really punish. And I'm not using it for the purpose, right? So I pointed out at the beginning, I need to be saving my Javelin for Hazard and Genji's engage. And I'm not doing that, right? So it's probably the biggest mistake I'm making here, is not having Javelin for when they engage. And I'm getting punished for it. And here I am with no cooldowns. I rush my fortify. Team fight's over, we lose. Okay, so we're at 99. Okay, so you want to be using cooldowns for a specific purpose, right? And in this case, they haven't done their engage. They haven't used any cooldowns. There's no reason for me to use that cooldown, right? You always want to put yourself in a positive cooldown trade if you can. So you want to use your cooldowns for a specific purpose. It has to get you value. It has to force out one of their cooldowns or multiple. It has to threaten a kill, or it has to save yourself or a teammate or something like that, right? This Javelin really had no value. I called it taking space, but what are they going to do? Like, we're going to walk through. I'm going to get walled twice by Hazard and Mei. Really what I need to be doing is I could use my Javelin spin to get this way, or I could use it to play slow and just deny their engage, right? Or I could use it to go around here, get an angle on their Ana. This is also a potential option, which may have been the correct one here to, prevent them from getting such a stark angle on all of us. I don't know if that's the right play, right? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know everything, but so I still had my Fortify up for the Blizzard. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of the Kusine Rush. Javelin spin and Fortify is okay here. Actually flipped the point. Okay, so what is this Javelin for? I was trying to potentially get a pick on the Ana, but okay, risk to reward, right? Let's look at Hazard. What cooldowns does he have? He has his jump. He used his block already, but he potentially has an engage. So is it bad to fish for stuff like that? I don't know, because it's high risk, high reward, right? But it's probably the better play to use it to deny Hazard, maybe, because, well, I think the best, like, if I can't threaten a kill with it, right? If it's not likely that I'm going to be able to hit this Ana, and even if I do, I can't follow up with it. Tracer might be able to, right? But other than that, it's probably a waste of a Javelin completely. This would be a good time to Javelin. I had it and I was slow to it. Let him out. Poor Javelin. So I'm desynced from his engage, right? So I'm like trying to catch him on this corner, see if he can do damage. But really what I need to do is deny when he wants to go in. Because right now he's stabilizing and getting healed. Even if I hit this Javelin, it doesn't really threaten anything on him, right? So it needs to be synced with his engage. So again, yeah. And look, like I'm putting a lot of emphasis just into the Javelin and not really, I mean, you know, Fortify and the spin, it's very self-explanatory. The Javelin is where the nuance comes into Arisa, like how you can use it in your carry potential. So there are a lot of points where I could have punished Hazard. And just didn't. Okay, I have it up again. How am I going to use it? I'm going to throw it. And now Hazard's going to engage my team. And he gets a kill. Right? Directly punished for my mistake. Yeah, again, I just missed Javelin. It's not a bad ult. I mean, the fight's about to be done. Okay. So the biggest thing we noticed throughout this whole round is my Javelin usage is not great. And that we can take away. I can take away from that. I needed to save my Javelin for the Hazard engage. For something that's reliable to hit, right? And I mean, missing it, you don't want to miss abilities ever, but missing it is not as bad as using it incorrectly. Like if it's close and you miss it, but it was for the right purpose, that's what matters. Because you're going to miss anyway, right? You're going to miss things. It happens. No matter how good you are at the game, the better your mechanics are, the less likely you are to miss. The more likely you are to hit, and at least you have the opportunity, right? So we don't care about mechanics because we can go to Vaxta, practice. That's a custom game for those of you that aren't aware. Yeah, me too. Life Fever. Anyway. Okay, my call is to go right side. Going right side is objectively the better call. We don't want to be fighting bridge against a Mei and a Hazard. That Javelin's just fishing. Okay, something else to notice. That I went shield here. I'm kind of just testing. Like, I really don't know which perk is better and when. And I feel like it's almost always, in 5v5 at least, better to go the spin perk. So this was my mistake. I should not have gone this perk. I really don't like the Javelin perk. I feel like the Javelin perk actually makes Javelins harder to hit, and I never use it. Maybe that's a skill issue. Right? Is that just dumb? But I feel like it doesn't do anything. Like, it's not... I've never seen it. I need to practice with it. That's what I need to do. But it messes with my muscle memory, and it doesn't feel stronger. Like, yeah, maybe you can hit multiple targets, but like, who cares? I just want to throw it quick and get the instant value, you know? I'd almost rather go no perk.
I don't think they belong on the point.
Again, poor Javelin, right? I wasn't going to be able to follow up with that. And of course, like, I want to get a kill here. I want to do something. But really, these Javelins are going to be best used for their engage. Yeah, so I just get walled off and dead here. So I wasn't paying attention to the hazard engage. It's my fault. I think we just brutally lose this round. Oh, I switched to hazard. Okay, so we're done with Arisa. What we've determined on Arisa is I need to save my Javelin for the engage. Right? Or save my Javelin for a purpose, right? What can I consistently Javelin? Right? Sometimes it's the tank. Sometimes, and actually be able to punish them with it, right? Like, I could just hit a tank across the map, but if I waste my cooldown, use a Javelin, they get healed, then they get to engage for free, that's no good, right? And then after I've won the neutral, right, and denied the tank engage, or then I could look to the secondary purpose for Javelin would be to hunt for people that are out of position. So improve on Javelin. That's what I got from that. Now we're going to go to Hazard. Hazard's another character I've been practicing. I'm fairly new at him. So quickly on Hazard, we're going to kind of go over the same introductory things. How do I want to use my cooldowns? Your leap is not that far range. And your wall is used to split, right? So you can be really creative with your wall. It does damage. You can split people. And you can do little short trades. But I want to be using my slash almost as often as possible, I believe, on the in safe ways, from what I understand. I want to be looking for it. So let's see what I do. Let's see if I overextend with it. Like, this is fine, but I should have walled that earlier. Okay, this is out in the open, right? My intention was not to be super out in the open, but again, I'm bad at this character. I survive. Okay, so this wall here was actually really good, where I block off their ability to retreat or the support's ability to get them, and I kind of slash this Genji, but now my wall's down and I risk getting slept. So I don't know if this slash was great. Maybe I could have just gone for the hazard here and helped him deny, or, you know, hurt his health pool a little bit to hopefully deny his engage. Now Mei's ulting, respawn. I did not mean to dash like that. Decent wall, decent, yeah. Yep, exactly. That's the cooldown side. I was too slow to this. I'm such an idiot. I should have just done that earlier. Okay, denying the Genji engage. Again, not bad. Let's take a look, right? I'm looking at this Mei and Ana. But Brig's here. I didn't even know about this. And Genji, right? So I should have been paying more attention to my team, playing with them. Now, of course, my Echo, who is now Mei, is pushing them. But they're not really a threat, where Brig and Genji are a big threat. So, oh, my life reaper said that's what he's shooting at. So it's a little bit torn here, but staying point and then looking for finishing the Genji and the Brig would have been a much better option. And again, here I'm probably tilted and just waiting for the game to end. Whoa, what happened to my game? Trying to trap them, they would be good staggers. So now they're able to stabilize, get a kill on my team. So that was a target priority problem. Decent job trying to get out, but I can't hit the jump, and game over. Okay, a couple things you noticed. We're gonna start with Arisa, because that's what we spent the whole thing watching. I need to use my javelin smarter. I need to know what my targets are that I need a javelin, and in that case it was the Genji and the Hazard, because they were the threats to my team. They were actually going to make a dive, and then I needed to, you know, actually save my javelin for those engages and hit it. That was mostly it for Arisa. For Hazard, I just need to get a little bit less sloppy with my cooldown usage, but then target priority towards the end. But yeah, just trying to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time mainly, and then trying to improve on those things one by one. So now I'm going to go play games. Chances are good I'll have a couple of games of Arisa or Hazard, and I'm going to be able to improve on those things. And if you do this one by one, 1 to 2 VODs a week, you're going to notice that you're going to improve a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was useful. This was helpful. We'll see how this series does. For those of you who have seen this before, seen me stream it, this is my second time filming it because I lost all of my footage. So, you know, I hope this helps some people. We'll see. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.